Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPa here again, and today is the perfect day to return to Super Earth and jump back into Helldivers 2, in my personal opinion. This is an update that I've been waiting for a long time. I have honestly not played the game a ton in the last few months, but with some of the new systems in place and some of the new content that we are getting, I am incredibly hyped and ready to save Super Earth once again. So, what is coming to Helldivers 2? First off, we of course have a new war bond that looks pretty interesting, the Masters of Ceremony. I feel like in general war bonds have gotten a little bit less exciting over time, simply because of the fact that we have so many options now that something has to either be significantly better in order to make it worthwhile, or you have to make it incredibly unique and stand out. And that's something that I feel like has been lacking a little bit. Some of the more recent ones that we got are the stratagems or the mechs, but overall I do feel like they need a little bit of more innovation with the war bonds going forward in order to get that excitement back. However, we are getting some interesting things like a bayonet on the rifle. We're getting saber, which as a melee weapon looks pretty interesting, and some other options as well, armor and all the stuff that you would expect. Now, ultimately, whether you purchase that or not is up to you, but then we're going to jump into the more exciting stuff that I am looking forward to. One, we have new enemy types for the Illuminate, and these look very interesting, very unique compared to some of the other enemies that we faced so far. We also have what are essentially enemy stratagems, which I do feel like mixes up gameplay in a way that I am really looking forward to, because it does kind of change the way you have to approach missions. And we're also getting the war on the home front. Essentially, the Illuminate are heading towards the planet of Super Earth, and we have to defend it with everything we have. I feel like the storyline that we've been taking part in recently with Helldivers 2 has lost a bit of steam. It's felt like there's been some back and forth, but we haven't really been pushed forward in a way that I have been really gripped by, and that's something that I hope they change, because Helldivers 2 is at its best when we're united as Helldivers, confronting a common threat and really feeling that sense of urgency, whereas if we lose a ongoing order, we're now going to be in real trouble. But if we win the order, maybe we get some benefits, some boons, and some progress. And that's something that I hope continues going forward, because it's not always going to be that way. There's going to be periods of stagnation, but I do think that we have had that for a little bit too long, and now we're finally getting back into the juicy bits, which I am really excited about. But the star of this update, in my personal opinion, is going to be the new weapon progression system. And this is something that I feel like I've been waiting on a long time with Helldivers 2. Not only can you level up your weapons, but you can also completely change the way that they function in a way that I feel like is really exciting, because weapons that have previously been obsolete or underwhelming now can potentially be viable and feel really good. Plus, you have the potential of weapons being customized and making them almost feel like your own in a way that hasn't been the case previously. For example, I was able to use the Liberator in a mission, and I got 2.5 levels right off the bat just from that one single mission, which felt great. And you have options as you level up. For example, you have like 6 different scopes you can use, unlocked from levels 4, 9, 11, 19, and 23. All of which I think provide a little bit different types of gameplay. Like you have an iron sight scope, but then you have a 4-time scope. So it really can mix and match, and you can get the scope on there that you personally enjoy the most. Then we have like an underbarrel where you can go with a laser sight or no underbarrel, and we again have 6 different options there as well, and so on and so forth. All of that I think really provides for some interesting options. You've got 4 muzzle options, and you've got 3 different magazines as well, and that's just for the Liberator Penetrator. So with something like a marksman rifle, you do also have your other options as well, which I think is, again, really, really exciting. I do feel like this is something that has been missing from the game for quite some time, and it really is that progression that the game has been lacking. Sure, we have like stratagems to unlock, and you have upgrades to your ship that can provide enhancements. But at the end of the day, that's all felt a little bit stale over the course of time and not really as exciting as I feel like it could potentially be. Whereas this is a system that if you have a favorite weapon that you can now mix and match, you can level it up, show how much progress you put into that weapon, but also have a bunch of different options to change the feel of that weapon as well. I think this is where I am really looking forward to getting my hands on with this system, trying it out as much as possible and leveling up all these different weapons. And at the end of the day, that progression system, I feel like, is what has been needed in Helldivers 2 for a long time. Something that I just feel like this game is a ton of fun, and you create these memorable moments with your crew, but the sense of a video game achievement oftentimes wasn't there in a way that I think is necessary for these live service games. Initially it felt great, but eventually those feelings waned a little bit and it kind of lost a little bit of that hype. Some other changes that happened with this update, we've got old war bonds which are getting new patterns in them for the vehicle. This is for the Viper Commandos, Freedom's Flame, Chemical Agents, and Truth Enforcer war bonds. So if you already have those, then definitely check that out as well. This will unlock for Helldivers on May 15th with the launch of the upcoming new war bond as well. Superstore is also getting an emergency expansion, so no more waiting for items to come back into rotation. Again, I feel like this is a solid change, which a lot of people will like. For me personally, I don't dip into the store too much, but I know there are collectors out there who like to have everything and get a little bit frustrated if they might have missed something along the road. Ultimately, I hope this is the first step towards turning Helldivers into a game that people are consistently playing and talking about. I feel like it's kind of not been forgotten about at times, but it has kind of fallen back in the rotation for a lot of people, and folks are still playing it. The numbers are still pretty decent, but this could be the start of the return to form for Helldivers 2, where we get excited to jump back in. And the next thing I would like to personally see is maybe some new modes, maybe some new missions that are a little bit different from the modes we currently have. For example, maybe we get a defend the area mode, only instead of 15 minutes and it being over quickly, it's 60 minutes and you have to stay alive the entire time, or something like that. Something crazy to really mix up the gameplay loop as well, that I feel like could be really, really enjoyable and allow you to kind of change up every map to map. And that's something that, again, is hopefully something that they'll look at in the future. But for now, I'm excited about this. I feel like this is a good positive change. Let me know if you're jumping back into Helldivers 2 and want to link up. I'm always looking for more Helldivers to run with. But yeah, just exciting times for the game, and I'm really looking forward to covering some of these weapons and showcasing what they can do after the update. Anyway, my name is JoPa. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. As always, have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.